Hello, my name is Anna Villareal, and this past semester I took the Speech 1144 class, Service Learning, at Mountain View College. As part of this class, I had the opportunity to volunteer my time and talents to a specific site that's really near and dear to my heart. This was the middle school band program at W.E. Griner Middle School, where I used to be a student and where I was in the band as well. Um, as a college student, I have really spent a lot of time working on my coursework in order to achieve my goal of being an elementary school music teacher. I have worked so hard and really focused all of my energies on myself that I haven't really stopped to consider what things I could be doing to serve other populations. So this project in the service learning class really helped me do just that. Like I said, I picked this site because music is something that's really near and dear to my heart, and I also really feel like this is an area that needs some extra help. A lot of people will focus on different things, and maybe the band program would be a little bit neglected. So I went to Mr. Morgan and I asked him what I could do, and he just told me to come. So as part of this project, I was able to work with students individually, and by doing this helped them be able to come and talk to me freely, and we could spot check things and assess things where they needed to be done right away, rather than being intimidated in a group setting. So as part of this individualized work I did with the students, I helped them learn their scales. These students had begun learning music at the beginning of the year. They sort of had the beginnings of band musicianship by learning to put their instruments together, by learning how to focus their air into the instrument, but they hadn't really learned a lot of note reading. So this was something that I could really help the band in. I helped these students learn their scales, which helped them be able to read all different kinds of pieces. This is a hard skill. That's something that they could carry into when they go into the 7th grade band and the 8th grade band and maybe even high school band, and something that would really, really help them. Additionally, as part of this individualized work, I got to share my values not just as a musician, but just as an individual. That's really helped me. I believe that accountability is something that is really going to motivate someone to get something done. Accountability is one of those things that can come in lots of different forms, but with this opportunity, I was able to share some way of handling this with the kids by having them come to me after every practice and say what they were going to do between the days that we would be apart that would help them do better the next time. So in essence, I was helping them come up with something that would help them to think for themselves rather than just being told what to do. This is a soft skill that they could carry into their schoolwork with their other classes, as well as whatever other obligations that they had to deal with. Outside of these direct things I was doing with the students, there was one big thing that really needed to be done with the band, and this is their ever-growing pile of music that has been unfiled for the past probably 40 years. When Mr. Morgan came to the band, he was stepping into some very large shoes left by the previous band director, and he also inherited this giant pile of music that hadn't really been sorted out very well. And so, as part of my time that I spent at the school, I took out time to sort out this music and decide which ones were worth saving, and which ones really just needed to go to the trash. In addition to filing and storing all this music, I actually was able to alphabetize it into a spreadsheet that would not just benefit this band, but all the bands that would come later. This really, really helped the band because they had just received funding that would allow them to purchase new methods books that were really needed for the band. However, they just didn't know where they were going to be able to store them. So this project made it possible for Mr. Morgan to be able to prepare for these methods books that were going to be coming in, as well as, like I said, prepare for other bands that would come in the future and other band directors that would come later. So through this project, I learned that I feel totally affirmed in what I want to do for a career. I feel really happy knowing that I have what it takes to be able to work with students, but not just that. I feel like I was really able to pass on my own skills and values as a musician and as a student to be able to better the lives of the students that I got to work with, and hopefully things that they would carry on into the rest of their schooling, and hopefully into the rest of their music education. So I'm really grateful to have had this opportunity, and I really think it was a good thing that I got to do this semester. Thank you.